Tech sales is one of the most lucrative career paths out there, and starting out in tech sales is one of the best career decisions you can make. You can be making as much as doctors and lawyers eventually, working 20 hours a week, and that's pretty mind-blowing. Today, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how much you can expect to make in the entry-level SDR role, as an SMB account executive, as a mid-market account executive, and as an Enterprise AE, which is really the dream in tech sales. A career in tech sales is gonna bring you meaningful connections and entrepreneurial skills that will stay with you for the rest of your life as you start your own business. But one of the biggest things that it brings, of course, is a lot of money. There's a huge upside. The harder you work, the more that you can make. And that's a beautiful thing. If you guys get value out of this video, make sure to hit the like button. The YouTube algorithm loves that too, and we'll show this video to more people who can benefit from the message. And subscribe to the channel for weekly videos committed to your success in tech sales and in life. And of course, don't be a stranger. Feel free to email me at chrisbussingchannel@gmail.com or book time through the link in the description of this video through my Calendly to talk about your goals, talk about the market, and see if I can help you get your foot in the door. So how much money can you really make in tech sales? Let's dive in and find out. So the entry-level role in tech sales is the SDR role, Sales Development Representative, and this is a great starting line. You don't want to jump ahead to the account executive role. You want to start out as an SDR. It's like the CEO who swept the floor that went on to run the whole retail business. You want to learn sales skills from the ground up. And I'm particularly thinking about prospecting, which is the art that you learn to master as an SDR. The account executives and even the sales VPs who are prospecting masters differentiate themselves from the competition. It's a lifelong skill. If you're trying to start a business and you need funding and you have the guts to pick up the phone and call the president or managing partner of a venture capital firm, or you send an email that's personalized, that stands out from all the other outbound that this venture capital leader is receiving, or you send a personalized LinkedIn request and you get their attention, that is invaluable. If you want to write a book and you can pick up a phone and cold call a publisher to get their attention and tell them why they should choose to publish your book, that is invaluable. These are the skills that you learn as a sales development rep. So you don't want to skip out on this role. Yes, it's a grind. It's one of the hardest roles in business, to be reaching out to executives who are extremely busy with dwindling attention spans in today's modern world, who are being bombarded by a million other SDRs and account executives like yourself. That is not easy. And as an SDR, you're going to get rejected a lot. But if you can push through that rejection, on the other side of that discomfort is the best version of yourself, a version of yourself that's unstoppable. I call it rejection therapy, and that's something you experience as an SDR. So you're going to develop skill sets, and it is an invaluable opportunity to be an SDR. How much do you actually get paid? Well, according to RepView, the median base salary for an SDR is $52,000. The median on-target earnings, which factors in a bonus structure, is $80K. And the top performers, the best of the best, make $114K or more. And I've seen SDRs at top startups that have made $120K, which is unbelievable. But you don't need to focus on making $100K in your first role. In fact, don't expect it. It's not about starting out at the highest pay, but ending up at the right company and using the SDR role as an opportunity to lower the barrier of entry to a top company that you can grow at long term. For me, I started out at Oracle out of college with a $45K base, and I made $75K after exceeding my number. But after 1 year, I got promoted to account executive, and I was making 6 figures. And in this case, I networked to get to a great patch, and I hit my number halfway through the year, taking 2-hour lunch breaks. If you play your cards right and you grind as an SDR, that is the tuition you pay for greater levels of freedom as you move up to account executive. And no question about it, you're gonna be making healthy 6 figures and even deep into the 6 figures before you know it. Want to get promoted from SDR to AE? Number 1, play the numbers game and hit at least 100 outbound touch points across the phone, LinkedIn, and email a day. According to studies by the Bridge Group, that is the average number of outbound touches, regardless of whether you're at a startup or enterprise, that is required for an SDR to be successful. And again, that's per day. And remember, most of the time, you're not going to get a busy executive's attention on the first email, no matter how personalized and amazing it is. The follow-ups fuel the finances, and it takes on average 11 follow-ups, according to studies, to get a prospect's attention for that first meeting. Combine playing the numbers game with networking strategically at your organization and turning AEs into mentors, your manager into a mentor, networking with other top performers to learn about how to close deals and to get them in your corner to vouch for you when it comes promotion time, and you will get promoted to AE. In ProMove, you want to network proactively with top performers and understand the different business units at your organization to figure out where the best account executive patches are going to be, so you end up in a territory that sets you up to hit your bonus and hit your commission structure once you get to AE. Territory and timing is actually critically important if you want to maximize your commission structure. So now let's talk about how much money that you can make as an account executive. And the first account executive role that you're going to want to take on from the SDR role is the SMB account executive role. The SMB account executive role is a role where you're going to get a lot of at-bats, and that's really important for a first-time closer. In the SDR role, your job is to reach out and book meetings with customers. And in the account executive role, you actually have to run the full sales cycle, and SDRs are going to set those meetings for you and pass the baton to you to bring the deal home. It's a big jump to move from simply setting meetings to running a full sales cycle, as you have to navigate understanding needs and influencing and giving demos and progressing deals and negotiating contracts and things like that. In the SMB account executive role, it's easier to get to the decision maker, the CEO, because these companies are very small. Sales cycles are shorter, and you're going to close a lot more deals and just, again, get a lot more at-bats. Closing deals in the SMB space is more simple, formulaic, and transactional. They're definitely not as complex as selling in the enterprise space. Again, because it's a numbers game, the SMB account executive role is the best natural transition from the SDR role. And here's what you can expect to make. Median base salary for the SMB account executive role is $65,000. The median on-target earnings, factoring in commission, is a big jump up from the SDR role. It's $120,000. And the top performers make over $260,000. That's a monster leap up from the top performing SDRs who make about $112,000, $114,000. So you're crushing it in the SMB account executive role and you're ready to take the next leap. It's time to hop up to mid-market account executive. Mid-market account executive is the step between SMB account executive and enterprise account executive. You're almost to the promised land. Deal sizes are getting bigger and more complex. You might bring in your manager to help navigate the complexity of the deals with different stakeholders and trying to convince all of them to move forward on your solution. And obviously, you're going to make more money than you made as an SMB account executive. This is what you're looking at. The median base salary for a mid-market account executive is $80,000. The median on-target earnings factoring in commission is $155,000. And the top performers, the overachievers, can make over $350,000 a year. That's a lot of money, and that's an amazing lifestyle you can fund, but you can do even better as an enterprise account executive. This really is the epitome of tech sales. As an enterprise account executive, you're closing monster six-figure deals, you're closing multi-million-dollar deals, you might even be closing eight-figure deals. Imagine the commission check you're going to get on a $50 million deal. Jamal Raymer, who's the author of Mega Deal Secrets, closed 2 of those. It's possible. The jump to enterprise account executive is by far and away the biggest jump you make in tech sales, much bigger than the jump from SDR to SMB account executive or SMB account executive to mid-market account executive. It's the biggest jump in skill set, and the biggest jump in pay. As an enterprise account executive, you're gonna be targeting companies that make over $1 billion in revenue and at minimum have thousands of employees. And the C-levels at these enterprise companies are gonna be extremely difficult to reach, and it's gonna take a different level of creativity when it comes to your prospecting. It's gonna take personalization, it's gonna take a research looking at the company's 10K to come up with a very tailored value hypothesis, and it's gonna take networking and to get warm introductions. Most executives at these large enterprise companies won't take a cold meeting. Deal cycles are gonna become a lot more complex, with many different stakeholders influencing a buying decision. You're probably gonna have to influence multiple people at different levels across the IT organization, and also people in the lines of business, like finance, marketing, and HR, who are also impacted by your technology solution. You're gonna have to engage with solution architects and customer engineers and bring in your manager and executive leadership for executive alignment when appropriate, and even leverage product teams. You're gonna mobilize a lot of people internally on your end, and you're gonna have a lot more pressure and visibility from upper management because your deals are gonna be a lot bigger. As an enterprise account executive, you also have to have a lot of patience because deals can take from 9 to 18 months. And you have to shift from selling in a transactional way, trying to get quick wins and close deals quickly, to letting the game come to you and truly being a trusted advisor. In enterprise selling, sometimes it actually makes sense to not send the email and give the customer space. And this is a subtle change in the way that you sell that is critically important, because C-level executives at top enterprise companies are gonna put you in the transactional bucket if you are too pushy and too salesy, and you're gonna have no shot at winning their business. Make sure to check out the book Selling to the C-Suite, which studied what executives look for in sales reps and talks about how to be a trusted advisor to close more monster deals in the enterprise tech sales. So how much money can you really make as an enterprise account executive? The median base salary for an enterprise account executive is $120,000. The median on-target earnings for an enterprise account executive factoring in commission is $230,000, and the top performers make over $530,000. That's according to RepView, which has some great data. But in my experience working at Oracle, Google, and now a global startup, I've met at least 6 to 10 people who have actually made over $1 million in enterprise tech sales. Yes, that's right, 7 figures. And one of my mentors at Oracle actually flashed his W-2 to prove that he made over $1 million. One of my mentors, Brandon Fluharty, created a system 7 steps to 7 figures after making over $1 million 4 years in a row at LivePerson, a conversational AI company that was like a late-stage startup, and he found a sweet spot where it was in an environment where he could actually make that much money. And yes, environment's important. You have to be at the right company to have that upside to make that kind of money, but there are certain principles you can apply as well, and I encourage you to check out Brandon Fluharty and his 7-step system to 7 figures, and check out the interview we did on the channel as well. Here's a look under the hood at how Brandon made $1.2 million in SaaS sales in 2019. This is what it actually takes. Brandon started the year that year with 2 deals that carried over from the previous year from December and made $400K in commission. He closed enterprise SaaS transformations with Fortune 100 companies. These were monstrous transformational deals that changed the way these businesses operated. Again, they weren't transactional. He consulted the customer as a trusted advisor versus selling at them. He was on the same side of the table, and he was strategic, and he leveraged an army of internal folks to consult his customer and bring the optimal solution. It wasn't a one-man show, it took an army. His overall commission rate was 14%, and he won 5 new logos and closed 6 total opportunities. He said no more than yes to new ops, meaning he only focused on the monster opportunities, and he closed 75% of his opportunities. He closed $8.7 million in annual recurring revenue and hit 434% of his quota. Making $1.2 million was the culmination of 18 months of effort and 6 deals. 1 5-figure deal, 2 6-figure deals, and 3 7-figure deals. Guys, if you want to make $1 million in tech sales, it's possible. Brandon did it, and we just broke it down. Now, I've never personally made 7 figures in 1 year in tech sales, but even if I never do, man, has this been a great ride. And man, do I have freedom to live an amazing life and have the experiences that I want to have. In my mind, in life, you got to shoot for the moon. And even if you don't reach the moon, at least you'll end up with the stars. And that's a great place to be. For those of you out there who want to take your moonshots and want to break into tech sales or accelerate your career, I've got your back every week with weekly videos. And if you enjoyed this video, of course, make sure to like the video so the algorithm shows it to more people who could benefit from the message. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for weekly videos committed to your success in tech sales and in life. And of course, make sure to reach out to me directly. Send me an email at chrisbussingchannel@gmail.com if you want to book time with me, or book time through my Calendly link linked in the description of this video to talk about your vision, talk about the tech sales market, and where I can help you get your foot in the door and take your career to the next level. If you haven't seen it already, check out the interview I did with Kyle Coleman. It's an SDR clinic. Everything you want to know about SDRing and prospecting and business development is covered in this interview. One person even commented and said that the video was worth 12 grand because that's what some boot camps cost. And Kyle just laid out some sales truth throughout the video. It was amazing. Also, check out my interview with Scott Leese. He is an inspiration. For 4 years, he fought for his life in the hospital and came out of that experience with an urgency to live fully and inspire people to be more successful in tech sales and entrepreneurship. So check out those videos and let me know what you think in the comments. To your success in tech sales and in life, happy selling and happy living, and I'll see you in the next one.